Good to go. All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order. The Park and Rec Committee meeting for Thursday, October 17th, 2024. Please be advised that this meeting will be streamed live and recorded for public viewing on the town's YouTube page using the town's link. Which is kind of weird because you wouldn't know that unless you were viewing us live on the YouTube channel anyway. Ask if you turn your phones off or unmute, please. I would, any declaration of preliminary interest be made at the appropriate time, please. We have a couple guests with us tonight. We have Wyoming Ball and Wyoming Soccer Club, just looking for a year-end review kind of thing that soccer has never been here. So I asked them to come because you're as much of us as anyone else. So who wants to go first? Matt? Yeah. You can see how well he does.
I don't
No pressure.
No, there's no pressure. So Matt helps for those ones that don't know on behalf of Wyoming Minor Ball. So our major concern right now is our lights at Canton. I know we had spoke to Paul at the end of the year. We were hosting our 2 provincial tournaments and we had issues with the light standards. I fully believe they are going to be done. Like, they are old. I know we did some band-aid repairs years ago. I know the town had said they were going to start to kind of plan for hopefully replacing them, and that was about 10 to 12 years ago. I know we changed the light bulbs and the ballast then, and I believe they're probably done or getting to be done. So we're hoping that you get, because the light standard in left field by the foul pole won't even turn on. That's Lockhart came out and looked at it. I know we've been band-aiding it and changing the breakers, but it's not even working now. Doing our tryouts, we're having like surge problems where some of the lights would kind of dim, turn off. The street light would dim, turn off. So I don't know if there's now becoming more issues with the lights now. So going forward, it's an absolute must for us to have those lights. Like, we have multiple games, multiple nights. Sometimes we have teams start at 6 and then 8. So if we don't have lights at that park, it's going to be terrible for minor ball when we have all these teams playing there. So that is my priority going forward. And that's kind of all I really want to bring up tonight. So.
Make a comment?
Sure.
Yeah, through the chair. So just recently, yesterday, we had a meeting with LAS. That's the business arm of AMO, which is Association of Municipalities in Ontario.
Yeah.
They have a lot of programs and services that they provide.
Yeah.
And this exact thing came up yesterday.
Okay.
So this is something that we've been talking about for months. We want to do a LED retrofit at all of the ball diamonds.
Okay.
Canton being probably the most.
Oh, that's the priority. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know, I can't remember, it might have been 8 years ago or so, the Centennial were done, and those are great. There's no issues there, but it's the Canton ones, like, they're only measuring at like 26 lumens and it's supposed to be 200. Like, it's like the safety of them is an issue too. Like, they are dim compared to, and now they're not even on. So like,
Yeah, so he sent me the spreadsheet today.
Okay.
That I have to fill out for all the parks.
Yeah.
What they do is they have like a service provider, so it's like a company that basically does these things throughout the entire province.
Yeah.
They will provide us with a proposal of how much it's going to cost.
Right.
We'll review it and go from there.
Okay.
It's not included in this budget, but
Okay.
I expect that we could get that proposal back before we take the budget to council. Like
Okay.
in January.
Yeah.
So it could be something that we add on at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is #1 priority for us.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Because we're set again to host 2 more provincial tournaments again next year. I know we just did ours and we may do with that light out, but yeah, it's going to be an awful year if we don't have lights, because we'll have teams trying to find diamonds, and that's an issue already, is diamond time space in Wyoming anyways. It'd be great to have another diamond somewhere, maybe any new land that we had. I don't know, just throwing it out there type deal. Just another youth diamond would be awesome. But yeah, so that's from minor ball point of view. The lights are our #1 issue. I know the plans and stuff have been brought up for the new washrooms, and that's already been in place, so that's great. That'll help Canton for that. And then as far as everything else, it's just minor ongoing. So it was, yeah, no issues.
And how did the teams do this year?
The
big guys won.
Yeah, we won. The other provincial tournament, the 13Us came, they made it to the semis. So they had a great year. So both our provincial tournaments that were in town here were well ran. Numerous teams. Like I said, for the senior team, we had amazing crowds. We were probably 500-600 people out watching on Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. So like we probably saw 2,000-3,000 people at the Diamond all weekend. It was amazing. Yeah, busy. And then Lions Club, they ran the beer tent and the food booth, and it was packed. So they did a great job for that. So that was huge. So yeah, and throughout the year, another season of 400 plus kids. We run we assist with the two pitch teams at Centennial, the two senior teams, the ladies team and the men's team. So there's a lot of ball. Like I said, it's huge for Wyoming, and like I said, hopefully we can get those lights fixed to keep it rolling, because yeah, we definitely need them. So that's good to know that that's already been kind of in place. So hopefully we can get those changed and that. So
Anybody have any questions for Matt?
My question from Paul, that proposal,
This is to Matt.
the proposal, will that just be the heads, or will it, like, will that consist of, because when they did Centennial, they had to do all new underground, correct, Matt?
correct. They had and they put up new standards too.
Standards, so I guess maybe that's why, but I mean, like, what will it?
So you're the chair, they'll come out and assess what needs to be done. Yeah, so we don't know if it's just gonna be ballast and lights, or if it's gonna be underground
Wiring and
that's it,
yes.
yeah, they'll actually come out and do a full assessment on everything and then provide a proposal for what needs to be done.
Would you let us know, as far as minor ball, know when they come and talk to them? Yeah.
Your dad will be right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be there anyway.
Well, it's through the winter.
Arm goes out and somebody's on the fire.
Yeah, we would appreciate, yeah, like I said, that'd be good. So.
Perfect. We appreciate it.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See how easy that was?
Stand up. Do we?
Okay, we get very little feedback from soccer or the ball hockey guys that I think they were 200 and something for ball hockey.
We don't do ball hockey.
Yeah.
But we don't do ball.
Guys-
hockey, no. We are soccer.
Mostly house league. U4 to U14. We had 210 signups, 83% are from Plympton-Wyoming. Yeah. So right now, we work with the fair board pretty close.
Our fields are there.
Yes.
So we do volunteer service for them through the fair and the tractor pull. And we use the fields. And then we pay for the grass cutting. I believe we pay you guys for the grass cutting. Not really sure how exactly
I think so.
that works. We pay, like,
One of my questions down the road.
yeah. So I guess we pay you guys for grass cutting.
But I think fair board.
The
cuts
fair
it.
board isn't actually pays, we're not really sure exactly how that works.
We,
Yeah.
the town,
I can address this at the end once they're done.
Yeah, so I think.
Sounds good. So we do hope to expand. We continuously have more interest in doing it. To be honest, the fields aren't great. They're not flat. We're constantly having to shovel in holes and pull stuff out of the ground. Just kind of a little bit of a safety concern. Obviously, we appreciate using the fairgrounds, and that's what we have right now. But again, like ball or baseball said, it would be nice to actually have proper fields. Our takedown and setup is like, we have to take everything down, right? Like we can't leave stuff up, like it has to all come down. We have to bring it to a off-site shed to store everything. Which is obviously an inconvenience. It would be nice to have an actual setup that we could offer it to more people, and even like adults could play, like an adult league. The other issue we do have is the porta potties. Like we have porta johns there. Again, like if we had an actual field, it would be nice to have facilities there. Like it is difficult to use the porta potties. They fall a lot. Yeah.
I have suggested that we ask, adjoining farmers to plant corn that year. Took you a minute, didn't it?
But yeah, it went really well this year. I think our numbers are still growing with the new communities coming in. We're getting a lot of younger kids. We have pretty solid teams like younger U4, U6. Those are our biggest teams. But
Go ahead.
Do you not ever think, like, is it too far to travel to go to Lakeshore Park? Like, there's a soccer field there. Are you familiar with Lemrecton?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, it's right across the road from there, and there's a soccer field right there
Is
with
there
with
one?
goalposts and everything.
yeah,
Is
it's
it
one
just one
field,
though?
right?
I think it's only.
Yeah, so because we offer U4, U6, they actually need a smaller field. So their fields,
4 small.
yeah, we have 4 small fields right now and 3 large fields. And we
all-
play
all over there.
all over there. We just set them up. Like, it's just basically a big field and we go and we have someone draw the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we have to have the lines painted every week and all that. And we have more than one team run or one league playing at a time. So sometimes we have the back fields being used and the large field being used. There just isn't enough nights of the week and
Yeah, it's probably.
get all of them play.
Kids too.
And we do like, how many did you say?
68% are from like right in town,
Yeah.
and then 83% combined with Kimlaki. And then we have a few like.
Just like Brights
Petrolia,
Grove, Petrolia.
Forest.
Yeah. So, yeah. It would be nice eventually if soccer had a
Nice.
location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody mentioned at our last meeting that there was another, was it Sarnia or Forest? That they have the post set up with a football,
Oh, yeah.
so that's combined, like, cause the football field can be used as a soccer
Soccer
field.
field.
And their nets, like their goal posts are set up for
Mhm. Yeah, they
for
go,
football.
there's like posts
The
that go
uprights.
up and then the soccer. So it could be a multi-purpose field.
Guys that are gonna play football. Any questions?
I address that.
Yeah.
graph?
That's where I was going next.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, through the chair. So my understanding is that they cut the grass,
Okay.
they bill us, being the Ag Society. They
Okay.
cut the grass, they bill us, we then bill you guys. Sometimes that does not happen. Has that not happened in the past?
Well, it's just not always clear how it works or
Yeah.
when we get billed or. Yeah,
I think they forget to bill sometimes, which
Okay.
means you guys don't get billed.
right.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
It's an exchange of money.
So who is actually like physically cutting the grass?
Fair board.
The fair, they are cutting the
Yeah,
grass.
we are not cutting the grass.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You might not want to ask any more questions about it.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, so, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, maybe an agreement can be made with them so that they're just exchanging
Between the
money
two.
themselves.
Yeah,
And you're not playing the middleman.
yeah.
There's a possibility for that.
So should we like talk to the fair board about that? Like,
I don't-
or,
If I were them, they're gaining more this way. aren't they?
we do pay. They do bill us.
But it sounds like you don't pay every time.
I think we do.
Christine said we do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't,
yeah.
We bill baseball. Kidding.
We don't bill baseball for grass cutting.
Is there are parks?
Yes.
So
So can you move us to one of your parks and then not bill us?
So
I want to play at Lakeshore.
it's kind of where I'm going.
Need to be done to Lakeshore to retrofit to make it more usable for them.
Have to ask them because there's.
It's a big space.
Yeah, so
Huge space and it's
Sorry.
underutilized.
I think right now it's just one soccer field. Is
True,
that correct?
but if the younger people have,
They do have a smaller.
Yeah, then they probably could be utilized for more than
Made
one,
into two.
yeah, at least.
There's probably room for 2 or 3, especially the little
That
ones.
space is so underutilized.
Okay.
You spend more time out there.
Totally underutilized.
is that like the one across?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cause they have what, volleyball? I think.
Yeah,
So that back in behind is.
Isn't
wide
used.
open.
and that is like,
You own that.
okay,
And you probably won't twist any ankles there,
that would be good.
Yeah, it's
Because
pretty,
really,
they used to play
you
there.
fell in a hole.
Lamberton though, like could they set up one field on that side and then
It's a passive park. Acton is a passive park.
What's the one down by Mr. Wallen? what's that called?
Point view.
Point View, there's another,
Yeah, there's a park
there's
there.
room for three more there in the front of it, and it's all fenced in.
Okay.
It's not used, if you're willing to go
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that way,
Yeah.
but my thought being, I don't understand why they have to pay for grass cutting and nobody else does.
Same.
All right, that's not our property, it's our,
Yeah.
one of our sports clubs. Go ahead.
Can I make a suggestion? And this is gonna be a common theme tonight, is that we're undertaking a Parks and Recreation Master Plan next year.
Yes.
And that would be a really good time to evaluate all of our green spaces to where soccer may be
Yeah,
able to be
that'd be
accommodated.
great,
in
yeah.
Parks.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, we'll definitely include you as a
Okay.
stakeholder in that process.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, if you're willing to travel a bit,
Yeah.
I did that.
I think it would
Be okay. We have talked about like what are other options, just because as much as we do like appreciate the fair and it is obviously a great spot to play, it does cause some.
Their priority is fair.
Yeah, for sure. And they have cars that drive or trucks that drive on it, and then we play soccer and you're in a
Yep.
in a rut. Yeah.
Look at that. If and when we get this master plan going.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
You're included.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out.
That wasn't that hard.
We're good. Did we go?
You'll learn not to.
Thank you.
Girls. Ken Wacky Ball,
Hi,
how are you now?
I'm done work. It was a day.
Timed it perfect.
It was a day.
So give us a rundown on the year end, how things, what you
Sure,
need.
sure, I'd love to. Yes, we had a very successful, 3 tournaments back to back to back. We did a, boys tournament, U13. And then we did the, another boys tournament, U11, and then we did the girls U13. So it was a very successful year for the Cam Lackey squad. They came in, I think they placed first for all 3 tournaments, so it was very good. Yeah, we were really happy with their performance. Everything's
How many teams would come to your tournaments?
So it was basically the play downs were within the league, so there would be. It was all of the teams that they played throughout the year. And basically the tournaments, because of especially the girls, there are so many teams, they have to start like before the weekend. They just start the Monday before the weekend and then do their play downs, and then the playoffs would be Monday. So yeah. So it was a really good experience for all the kids. It was good, so happy about that, so yeah.
Any issues? Any wish list?
So we do have a couple things. We have
All right. See where we're at. 4.1, I have a motion from D. Thomas, seconded by Alex Bojan, that the regular Parks and Rec committee minute meeting from September 19th be adopted by the committee. Anyone see any problems with the minutes? All those in favor? Carried, thank you. Business arising from the previous minutes. The pass sheet for the parks. Anybody have anything on that? Other than the fact you can't read it. Understand it. Al, you got
I
anything?
just gotta, I'd like just repeat what I keep saying, we're just slowly working away at this list as we find the extra time to do it and pick them away.
There's nothing majorly
There's nothing
outstanding.
major there.
Understand. We have any feedback on the pickleball?
Yes, we actually did. There was a neighbor that had called in to express their gratitude. And they said their family is getting a lot of use out of it. So it's nice to get those calls.
And I did send it out to, I know one of the guys on the Lions is a avid footballer, so let them know there's a park there that we would love for them to use it. Any questions on that? No,
Yeah, I have one question about the 911 signs. I.
We're implementing those in with the park signs as we put them in. The 911 will be incorporated on the sign as.
Oh, I see, okay, all right.
moving on to 6.1 accounts. Motion from Bill, seconded by Teresa, that the accounts as listed be received by Parks and Rec Committee for September 2024 payables. Any questions on that?
Okay, the Bell Mobility and the Wyoming pool, isn't that a little high, like $200 for almost 200? I don't understand why it is so high. Are there 10 phones out there? One?
You're the chair. I agree, it is quite high and we are reviewing our options for next year to bring that pricing down because it caught my attention on the last payables as well.
Yeah, so why is it so high though? Is it
Uh,
because they're using it for every Tom, Dick and Harry? Or is it because, I just would like to know why.
I think it's because it's a standalone service. It's a voice over IP, so it uses data.
You're gonna change now,
We're looking at options to change it, yes.
okay.
Yeah, I've got that on mine. We talked about using that phone with
Yeah, but.
one that could connect into this system.
Right now, we don't have that ability to.
Okay. Sorry, any other ones?
As a matter of fact. Replacement equipment at Lakeshore. Was replaced.
It's under Henderson.
It's on-
There's swing sets,
Oh,
swings,
Sets?
broken swings. Near the
Yeah.
seats,
yeah.
so we had to purchase some new belts and the baby swings and stuff for replacement. There was inspections, there was cracks in them. Marks being changed out.
I've got under new business. Number two.
And then you have a portable washroom rental at the fairgrounds.
That's the soccer.
Thank you. That's all I have right now.
Anyone else?
Going back to the phone, because haven't they come back 2 years in a row now saying that it's not even meeting what they need because they need another line or something like that. So I'm assuming that'll be part of the quote is, or the exploration is to make sure they can have what they actually need to. And hopefully we can use that to get better pricing.
Yeah, that's right.
I've got a question about cleaning at Highland Glen portables. Not have that washroom open, is there?
Yeah, through you. Al might be better served to answer this question, but we do have the vault washroom there, but it doesn't have any electricity or hydro in it, so when it gets later, it's dark and people don't use it, so we also have the portable washrooms as well. Is that right, Al?
Pretty much, yeah. Because the washrooms are so far away from the parking lot itself. They're over down near the pavilion and stuff where the boat launch is right there. So the potties were right there and West was to keep them there.
They are a lot handier. Everybody wants to use them rather than go in storage.
Excuse me, accessible ones as well, right? The vault ones have no accessibility to them whatsoever. We do have one porta potty that is accessible.
We looked at it. Have a solar that would work. Do have the sun down there.
We have
Or some kind of, because there's no lights in the portable.
Yeah, we had that discussion, so we would need something that when you, we could have a battery or whatever with it, yeah. We have to have that discussion.
Okay, the replacement at McKay Park, there was something brought up by the Girl Guides that the spring thing is broke.
The spring horse, again,
Yes.
larger kids we feel that are riding these things quite a bit and they're snapping them off or damaging them to the point that they're almost laying down. So it was removed again and it's in the quantity now.
Okay, but it's not a danger.
No.
And explain to me again why we have portables at Lakeshore Park when we just spent a bunch of money on that.
Porta potty is backed by the ball diamond. And the ball association has requested it back there and we've continued to place it back there for them.
Is that something that they should be looking after? Because we're spending money on the upgrade the washroom and everything else. If they can't run that
But
far,
it's a
then
long walk.
better than no walk. I just think that's something we should be looking at because we spend a fortune on porta johns everywhere.
What about the Wyoming Trail? Last year, we put a motion in to do it as a trial for this year. We did speak with Plympton Sanitation and they said it's getting used, but not nearly as much as other ones, so. Do you want to continue leaving it out there or?
Comments? It's not getting used and there's no sense, but that's.
Isn't it getting used?
It's getting used, just not as much as other ones.
It's very infrequent.
Done the trial? Do another trial.
Pretty handy when you need it.
Yeah.
Pretty handy when you need it.
No, but
You're
of course it
you're the
is.
trail man, aren't you?
Well, I don't know, I just,
Any John is
it's,
handy when you need it.
well, of course, that's my point.
One person I've seen use it was in a car.
They stopped the car.
Literally they pulled over and ran in. But like I say, I don't walk the trail, so I don't.
If you know you're gonna
Alright,
cross the
that might-
trails, wouldn't you go before you left?
What do you guys think?
Is the cost for that one the same as everybody else?
$1,500
$1,500 a
for
year.
this season.
Oh,
Did we agree to a term on the trial? Like, was it, let's put one in for a year and see what happens, or?
It was just for the season. I thought, at least I was under that impression, whether it was worded that way or not, I don't know, but that's the way I.
How would we judge if we remove it? Or it was needed or not? Is it
feel like it.
complaint driven? You know what I mean? Like if you remove it at this point and nobody says anything, then we're saving $1,500. But if we remove it and then all of a sudden the hands go up and say, hey, where'd the porta potty go? Then we could come to a conclusion on whether or not 5 people are complaining or 50 people are complaining.
Unless we're standing there counting. Oh, man, it's gonna be hard. Thank you. Take a ticket.
$1,500 for a calendar year or for literally the spring to fall?
Spring to fall.
But if we remove that one, we should remove the one at. I think I just.
Like I say, I think
Where
it's-
where do you start and stop? Like,
very-
either jump in and take them all away, Highland Glen, or we're just, I mean, it's.
I would like to start chipping away that we get rid of most of them, but until we have a new pool and all that with. What is there? 4 there? That splash pad?
At least 2.
At least 4. Say if we incorporate them into a building and whatnot, then
2 and 2, it's 4.
we need some direction. Hey, go ahead, Teresa.
Have the bathrooms been improved at Highland Glen? Cause I took a look at them one time and I know I wouldn't use them. They were pretty scary looking.
We're locked tonight.
Yeah, last year when we took possession of the park, we went in there, cleaned them up, painted the doors. Did a lot. Of course, they need some form of lighting in them. There's no running water in them. They're a drop vault, so there's nowhere to wash your hands or anything in them. I wouldn't even go and close the door. You can't see anything, so.
Cause I know when I'm on my bike trips, everywhere in the States we go. They have them on the side of the road and they're all the compost. No water, no anything, but they're super clean and they don't stink and everybody uses them. So I don't know if it's. They got the sawdusty stuff in them and whatnot there. If we can improve on it and use it, I think. So what are we doing with the trail?
I think it should stay, but that's just my opinion.
Me and Nettie could talk to some of the farmers about our cornfields.
Yeah, I know, well, I suggested cornfield because we sort of got laughed at.
You're in any direction? I got one yes.
Well, I would
Anybody-
prefer that we take it out, yeah, but
Okay,
I don't
anybody else?
want to make an enemy.
How many want to take it out? You want to leave it?
That's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, like it's nice to have it, but it's not getting used. Somebody that wants to use it, they're gonna be the first one to come in here to let you know. Since you've done it once. If it had never been there, you'd probably get away with not having it.
Oh, like I say, it got put in there because somebody asked us to put it in, but. If it's only one person using it, then. For $1,500, it's.
Yeah, like I said, take a ticket, eh? And you have an idea.
Has anybody ever made any comments that abuts to it that people are using, say their trees or yard or anything like that?
Not that I've heard.
Too many cars.
We're going to take it out until somebody actually calls. And then you have an idea of what's going on?
It won't be there all winter, so.
No.
I'll leave it in there and just wait till the spring to see what, if we put it back or not. It's gonna be taken out.
Shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can have this conversation maybe next spring.
Mhm.
If,
We hear
Mark it
good
as a maybe for next spring and then.
okay, that's fine.
On the agenda.
Ballpark sprinkler water, that could still.
That's.
Okay. Says. Soon they do. Anybody else have any questions on the payables?
One
Yes, ma'am.
at the Kimlaki Community Center, why are we being charged for the Napa Hall sign?
Sorry,
Napa Hall sign?
probably because it's our.
It's in the building, but it was an administrative suggestion.
We can have it reallocated.
I like that.
Very good.
Thank you.
Didn't he ask?
Well, hey. Well, now that you mention it.
So a motion to accept the payables. All in favor? Thank you. 7.1. Motion from Alex, seconded by Dean, that the report by Jessica Wilson, Executive Assistant Public Works, regarding the draft 2025 Parks and I believe 2025 Parks and Recs committee meeting schedule be accepted by the committee. Anybody have any issues with it? See anything? All those in favor? Carried, thank you. Seven point two. Parks and Rec and Facility Fees Schedule. Motion from Mike Thompson, executive by Nettie McEwen, that the report for Jessica Wilson, Executive Assistant Public Works, dated October 7th, 2024, regarding the 2025 Parks, Recreation and Facility Fees scheduled be received by the committee and endorsed the increased fees, and that staff be directed to include the proposal fees in the 2025 comprehensive fees bylaw for the council's consideration. Any questions on that? Good, I didn't see anything. So one thing. How come I didn't know? The one thing that I was very happy to see was the next one. No, it's in the next one. Sorry. Most of them are just modest. $2 increases, that kind of thing. Anybody have any issues? All those in favor? Carried, thank you. Right there. Okay. 7.3. That's a report prepared by Paul Silva, motion by Nettie, seconded by Mike Thompson, that the report prepared by Paul De Silva, Director of Public Works, dated October 10th, 2024, regarding the 2025 proposed Parks and Recreation and the Kamlaki Community Center budget be received, endorsed, and forwarded to council for budget deliberation. Would you like to speak?
I would love to, thank you. I'm just gonna go through just a quick summary of the budget here and then for questions. We took a really in-depth look at our expenses on a line-by-line basis, just to make sure that we're spending what we're budgeting. Because a lot of times what I found was the maintenance line item would be super high, but the grass cutting would be low. So we tried to realign things so that on a line item basis, we're spending what we're actually budgeting. For the most part, we've had some small incremental increases. We try to keep this budget to 3%. And the major increases mostly come from insurance. We're hearing from the insurance industry anywhere between 9 and 10%. Don't shoot the messenger, that's just what we're hearing. So we've included that in this budget, a 10% increase. And then some of the utilities costs, just to kind of bring them in line with what we're actually spending. We made a few cuts in other areas where we've historically underspent on a few items. We were pretty pleased with some of the revenues, especially on the pool side, where it was a little higher than anticipated, as well as the revenue for Highland Glen, which was surprisingly a little bit higher than what we had anticipated, given where we started at the beginning of the season. We think our pool is going to continue to be utilized quite heavily, and we think that revenue is going to continue to increase, as well as the boat launch at Highland Glen. So that pretty much summarizes kind of our operating expenditures. Going down to our planned 2025 projects, we're looking at quite a few improvements. This committee has already heard about quite a few of them. We plan on making some good improvements at Blue Point Park, adding some additional playground equipment there as was requested. Arrow Woods Park, the developer is providing us with a cash in lieu for that parkland, and we're adding a few more dollars so that we can obtain a higher level of service for that park. Parks and Recreation Master Plan, we budgeted $100,000 for that, and we have applied for $100,000 grant, so hopefully we hear some good news about that. There's a few parking lot improvements we want to make, one at Wincliffe Park and the other one at McEwen Park. The Wyoming pool rehabilitation, in the process of applying for a grant for that. As the committee is aware, we are looking to put in a new commercial grade pool liner that can get us 10 to 15 years more service, a bunch of mechanical upgrades, underground plumbing, and just some kind of aesthetic upgrades to the bathrooms. We're continuing on our playground soft surface replacement as well. We are going to be finishing the Canton Park washroom facility in 2025, utilizing the grant that we received just this past year. And I think that pretty much summarizes it. So if anyone has any questions, happy to answer.
Anybody want to start? Guess we'll start at the top and work down with the rest of us.
Oh, this master plan, like, can't you and all staff get together and come up with where we may want to go with our parks and what kind of improvements we want, rather than go spend $100,000 on a consultant to come up with some kind of ideas that we probably don't even need. Stop there.
So through the chair, I understand that it's a lot of money, but I do see a tremendous amount of value in there, especially considering the amount of growth that we've had in this community over the past several years. There's things that we could be doing more efficiently. There's green spaces we could be utilizing more efficiently. We have an increased demand for recreation as well. So it's going to really help us to identify where we're going to go in about, the next 1 to 10 years. And, there's talk of potentially an ice rink and everything. All of that will just really come together with the Parks and Rec master plan and really lay out just a roadmap for the municipality or for the next 10 years of what we want to do and what we want to see and get. And the biggest thing is getting everyone's feedback. Now, one of the biggest things I noticed since I started here at this municipality is that everyone is very concerned, and for right reasons, what the public has to say, doing public consultation, making sure that what we're doing, everyone agrees with, or at least the majority agree with. And I think that that's really going to get captured in this master plan. It's going to go to the community. It's going to go to the service clubs. It's going to go to Wyoming Minor Ball, Kamalaki, the Soccer Association. And it's just going to provide this hub for everyone to come together. And I understand that it can be done at a staff level, but I really
Identified everything, so you could just go ahead and follow through with it all. He's named it all up, he's checked it all off. And then we're gonna give $100,000 to a consultant to come up with what he just said.
Well, we did apply for a grant, so hopefully,
Yes, I know.
hopefully we get that.
Okay.
That will cover 100% of the costs.
Well, you
It's
guys
2024,
in and
Nettie.
at each other.
It's 2024.
Yes, what about it?
That's the way it is. It's the best. What Paul just mentioned is all the right reasons to do so, especially, highlight the public consultation is key. And there'll probably be multiple meetings and online surveys potentially and what have you. So it's crucial to.
We've talked about this Parks and Rec plan since I've been on here, so that's
I know.
4 or 5 years. We've never put any money towards it. We just keep relying on a grant. Well, if we don't get the grant, we still need, like I see it, we don't have a parks board. Or we have us, but we don't have like our own. What am I looking
More
for?
trouble.
No, but director, like we don't have, I can't see him having time to do. It'll be what, 6 months worth of work?
A year.
Year?
Okay. You see, I have more faith in you.
So. Anyway, I think it's a great idea but if we don't get the grant, we should be putting money aside. That we can get this thing done, because we've been talking about it and how much we need it, and we're no further ahead than we were 5 years ago. That's fair.
I guess that begs the question. I think I remember reading in there that we'll hopefully know the results before this budget gets discussed at the council level. So theoretically, we can take it out if Deputy Mayor McEwen would like to bring that forward, because at least we'll know the results of the grant.
You done, ma'am?
Oh, I may as well be.
You have anything else? Anything else?
Are you kidding? What's the sense of I've gotten 1,000 right now? Go ahead.
Anybody else have a comment?
So for Wyoming Pool, we've budgeted 400, 200 from infrastructure, 200 from grant funding. Is the goal there that that's dependent on the grant, and then that 200 goes back to the infrastructure reserve if we don't get the grant? Or are we still gonna make improvements with our 200 if we're not successful?
Yeah, so through the chair, I don't think we're gonna make any improvements if we don't get the grant. Because then we'll refocus our original plan, and again, probably through the master plan, we'll figure all this out, but to replacement eventually. So I think that the grant provides us with an excellent opportunity to get a lot of things done that can help, you know, extend the life cycle of the pool. We are asking for $200,000 from infrastructure reserve, not from Parks Reserve. That's gonna be a decision that council makes. That's just what I'm recommending. So no, the intent would be to, if we don't get the grant, that we would not spend the 200,000 from infrastructure reserve, and that we would continue to make incremental improvements with the mechanical stuff, because that's what gives us the most headache there is the pumps and I guess the lack of automation. It's very manually controlled, as Al will attest. He's there quite frequently troubleshooting things. So yeah, that's our intention.
And then just based on what we heard, do we have any idea, staff, how much it costs to install an outdoor water fountain? Like, is that $1,000? Is that?
I had reached out a few years back to Ainsworth. They're the plumbers that we're utilizing at the time, and they gave us an estimate of about $5,000 installed. That has the chiller unit and everything in it, right?
We're a water fountain.
It seems pretty crazy.
You've got to have something to say about that.
Are you kidding?
We perhaps look at other options. We have to be chilled. With tap.
We put a potable water sign above it.
Maybe we could improve. Anyone else? I've got a. What is the bylaw enforcement? Like we've got, I forget how much allotted there. There was like $5,000 or something. That just to kick people out of the park? Like that part. Go ahead.
It's to enforce the parks bylaw, yes, as well as every time somebody goes down to enforce at Highland Glen, the town gets charged.
There wasn't much used up. I just.
It hasn't been completely allocated yet, either, I will say. This is from August 31st, and I think the county hasn't even submitted their bill yet.
I am overly ecstatic at the boat ramp. We're hoping for 75, we're up to 10, which is, you know, certainly a lot better than we were hoping. Still doesn't cover the bills, but it's going in the right direction. So I'm very happy to see that. And then I've got here again, why are we running washrooms at Lakeshore Park when we just did a bunch of upgrades? So I think that should be reviewed. My part about why are we not helping them cut the grass for soccer when we supply everything else for baseball?
Go back to the bylaw / Highland Glen part 2. I know last time we asked, there was no tickets issued for not getting a launch permit. So I would just hope that if we're spending $8,000 on bylaw enforcement and we've got people paying $10,000, hopefully we can return the favor and actually enforce it so that people aren't paying for no reason. I just want to.
Absolutely.
So just to update the committee, we're having a small issue with the whole enforcement piece, because our bylaw enforcement officers can't issue tickets without the person being present and giving their name because they can't use their plate. The county did consult their solicitor to try to sort out this issue, and I think what we're gonna revisit it in the spring, but possibly using the ERIS system. So that they can actually look up their information based on their plate number. To be able to issue those fines, because it's not on a road, I guess is the major issue.
Put a boot on them.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that.
Well, that would be handy to know.
But would it be considered a parking lot? And you can write tickets to license plates for not paying for parking, for example, in a parking lot.
I guess, but the issue is it's not a parking infraction. It's the fact that they don't have a permit to use the launch.
So can we rename it to a launch and trailer parking permit?
I'm not sure. We could certainly, we're revisiting it in.
People aren't taking their trailer down and parking it there just because they don't want it at home.
Right, and we acknowledge that, but they just have a lack of enforceability on their side just because it's not a parking infraction. It's the fact you don't have a permit to launch.
So they're charging us to go down there and look at it, but they can't do anything about it. Makes a lot of sense.
Correct, but they are doing
Figured that out.
I mean,
first.
maybe some of the reason why our revenue is so high is because they're educating people while they're down there. They're giving them a chance to say, hey, you know, go up there and pay the $15 for the day, or, you know, buy the $200, you know, annual pass.
Sound like Corinne now. Let me see if I get any more in here. Yeah, so that's all I had was the washroom at the lake shore and cutting grass. We charged them 1,000, I think we charged 2,000, they pay 1,000 back or something, see in our budget. But I think it's they're the only ones that we don't do anything for. Even the ball hockey, we give them, use the courts, but. For $1,000, I think we could probably absorb it. Choose. I know we don't own the property, but we don't have to bill them for the grass. Well, I thought.
Yeah, you want me to spell it off. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to support soccer. But when they are using property that it doesn't belong to us, it's just give them some cash then, is that the idea? Like, I guess so, we're giving $5,000 to the ball associations. So it probably wouldn't hurt to give the soccer 1,000, you know, for the cutting grass.
It's a lot cheaper than putting fields in, which we don't have.
Well, yeah,
This
that's
point.
true.
You look at that.
I mean, it's up to the committee if we want to do that. Yeah. If we
So
don't want to charge
maybe
them for grass.
we could take it out of land and streetscaping for $5,000.
That's all the planter boxes and everything.
Oh, is that what that is? Oh, okay, all right.
Anybody have an issue with we can just mark it on the budget side for council to make that.
Yeah,
decision.
sure.
Mhm.
Okay, is everybody-
Say it's
Great.
$2,000.
We can take mileage out of there. Nobody's used it for the last 3 years. It's $500. There's. Okay.
All right, motion on the floor to accept the budget. Any more? All in favor? Very, thank you. Committee reports. Starting at the top, let's start at the bottom. Football Parks, Donna and Mike.
Yeah. I know there's still no sign at Jack's there, but you said you're getting them.
The park signs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been working with the Signs Ontario. We replaced it, to put in new signs and stuff. There was 2 parks that we missed on that last round. One was Maples.
Okay.
And the one right over here at the Canton Park. Canton, I say Canton Sauce.
What's that called?
And the other part, with Webster Park, all the trees are that, it's a good start. Is there any way of, you know, like it's nothing but weeds in there, can they not cut the weeds down, or does it matter, or?
The intent of that is naturalization. Reforestation is a naturalized to allow it to come back. If we're in there grooming it, we've defeated the purpose of renaturalizing it.
Yeah, I just wondering why, you know, why it wasn't, okay. I got it.
Sounds really good.
We got into a very good argument on it. The guy was showing me a picture, I said, that's a garden. We're doing a forest. Well, it says it's an outdoor forest, it's a garden. If you want a garden, go to England. Like, this was supposed to be a mini forest.
And
Anyway,
they did take the hill out at, Webster, you know. Was there two of them?
Twice.
I didn't want to, and
As
he
soon as we did it, they.
keeps growing back, okay.
what are they doing?
It looks like it's a mini bike he's berming as he's turning or something in there.
Why is there a mini bike in our park?
That's a good question. Lines up there says no motorized vehicles.
Wyoming Trail Line,
It's good.
checked on the washroom lately.
You've been at those this weekend. Make sure you leaves. Yeah.
We know how many tickets are full. We've heard from the ballparks, McKay Park, like. All but the broken spring. McEwen Park,
It
Mayor Dean,
looks great. Yeah. Oh, no, it does have some, what are you gonna do with all of those dead trees that are nearly falling down? Moving up against each other and.
In the old forest,
In the old forested area. Are you ever gonna do anything with
we
it?
intend on removing those trees at a little bit at a time as time permits, Nettie.
Oh, okay.
There is a plan.
There's.
Last year, we had the conservation walk through it with us. They tried to give us an idea how to attack the forest and go at it. And then weather didn't allow us to break from the snow removal and that kind of stuff and the other winter duties.
I think.
Lake Shore and Lamerton. You? Yeah, Lake Shore and Lamerton.
I haven't been in Lamrecton for a bit, but I was in Lake Shore and there was no complaints.
Right away. Are they there?
They're there.
When did they get pulled out?
Stairs?
Yeah.
We are leaving the stairs in right now. We have. Don't shoot me. We have Gordon Marine in doing the repair along the Blue Point. And they'll need the stairs to up and down the hill to access their vehicles. So they're working along there. Paul and I met with them last week.
Are they working right now?
Should be starting shortly.
They're starting, not next week, but the week after.
But there's
I have a new.
there's a lot of sand between the water and the shore. They won't get wiped out at this point.
I don't care how much sand there is between the water and the shore. You get one big storm. And then it takes care of those stairs, just like another year did. Because those November storms are really hard on the shoreline.
We've already asked them to give us a quote on putting steel stairs in, so we won't go through this anymore.
Would that be the gales of November?
Yeah, you know, when the Fitzgerald went down or whatever. Anyway.
So anyway, you're looking into that, looking after
So
that.
you're gonna leave these up? No, it's not being taken care of. So you're gonna leave the stairs there.
The stairs are being left there during the construction.
Who are you defending?
Yeah.
Both of you.
Okay.
Yeah, through the chair. This is gonna come up under new business. However, we got a quote from Gordon Shoreline Marine. One of the requests from the Blue Point community was improved beach access. We got a quote for $8,000 to put in a set of steel stairs there after they put in the new seawall. That is within my approval authority, so I had intended to move forward with it. That'll be done this year.
Okay, and then what are you gonna do with the wooden stairs if there are any left? Are you gonna use them somewhere? Like, will they be usable?
Bring them to the top of the hill for us.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and then
Store them.
would you be able to utilize them at the top there, you know, rather than?
We were asked to remove stairs out of there years ago. This is the trail. They asked for a trail down there. I believe that there should be a set of stairs coming off the old platform up there to back to the trail, but that was requested to have those removed out years ago.
Well, you change
They could be
everything
used
else
elsewhere.
after a few
They
years.
should be able to be used elsewhere as needed.
Okay. Thank you.
Highland Glen, Teresa Nettie.
Was out there. Water was really rough, that, there was still people out there.
Beautiful out there.
I had
today.
some
There
other
wasn't a
photos
soul around. It was
Up
beautiful.
there, loved it.
So nice when you go there and nobody's there.
Wacky Ball, we don't need. Blue Point Park.
Status quo, no comment.
That was the like.
Timer on it. Where's one?
Correspondence. 9, community planting grants. You want to talk to this? Basically, all I got is community planting grants.
Yes, it was just intended to be recommended reading. There's a lot of grants out there, so if anybody had anything in mind, we're open to suggestions. I have gone through the number of weeks back. But it's just intended to be there for information.
What about the schools? So we sent that out to them,
I'm sorry.
schools, because when we were talking trees for shade and whatnot. I just looking at it go wild school grants.
Yeah, we're working with the school to provide them with a couple of mature trees.
Else have any questions on grants? Nothing else on that. New business. Blue Point Erosion Control Beach Access. Could we get some steel stairs
Yeah.
put in there?
I mean, since Nettie and Al stole my thunder on this one, yeah, we're putting in steel stairs when we do the seawall. That'll be
Fantastic.
done this year.
Fantastic.
How about how's your Kentucky coffee tree thing going?
Really
I
good.
hear it's going nuts.
Really good. 850 trees in
Yeah.
this community. We had 200 that did not get picked up yesterday, but I have emailed everyone and they should be gone by tomorrow.
If not, then it's good.
If not, send them. my
Yeah,
way.
it's 7 p.m.
That's all I have.
Anybody else have new business? I have 2. One is the local Girl Guides would like to come to one of our meetings to watch and maybe participate. You guys have a problem with that? There's 10 or 12, so it's not a big. It's not for. What do we have? That's not. Anyway, we thought Parks and Rec would be great when they're the ones that.
Just that we better come prepared for the questions about that.
About the spring thing, but so I will reach out, meaning you will reach out to them and see when there's something through the wind, maybe there's something to do.
We only have one more meeting this year,
January, February,
November or February.
see why they'd want to be in here when it's nice out. Yeah, we'll reach out, see if we can, pick a date that they can come. Sunset Park, the Bluff. My daughter's getting married. She was looking for a place for the ceremony. And there was one she was showing me, which was, I don't know where it was, but it's overlooking the lake. And the people are there for half an hour, do the ceremony and leave. We have Sunset Bluff that the only thing there is a bench. We put a little arch or something that people could rent. I think would be an ideal spot because hey, you're overlooking the lake. It's something to do with that park. Just a thought. I was talking to John Van Claveren about it. But it might be something we should explore. It's a beautiful spot. And
To have a pavilion, well, gazebo type.
I don't think there's even that, is there?
Nothing.
I'm just thinking like an arch and then they took for basically an hour because the ceremony itself. So it wouldn't be a party. It's not going to be the wedding itself there, but the actual ceremony and you got the lake in the background. That's great. charge $25-50 or something like that, just to reserve the park, and they'd be in and gone, and something we could explore. She's not going there.
That's Sunset.
It's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, well,
I've
that's,
been there
right,
and it's-
that's where you see the lake best.
Yeah.
In Highland Glen.
Yeah, but there'd be a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
know.
traffic
It's
there.
full of-
I'm thinking this is. I doubt anybody ever goes there because nobody knows about it.
Do you want us to look in options for that?
Think,
What about car parking along the road? Like, is there gonna be enough? Will they enough room for?
what's across the street? Isn't there parking across the street?
Yeah, he'll,
It's just for a couple cars.
Yeah, a couple cars. There's a pump station over there.
It'd be a beautiful background. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought,
well, it would look pretty, but like they say, there wouldn't be any place for cars.
well, yeah, you couldn't have 200 people at it for sure. With anyone doing that type of wedding is, I'll say, I'm thinking of my daughters, and there's, there's probably gonna be 30 people at the,
Some Recton be nicer.
I'm thinking it'd be too busy, right? Cause then we're not gonna rent the whole park to them. Right, like it's not for it's just a ceremony in and out, gone, but just a thought. That's all I have. It doesn't say down there. Where are we at? We're at adjournment already. Motion by Nettie McEwen, seconded by Mike Thompson, that the Parks and Rec Committee meeting be adjourned and the next regular meeting set for November 21st. All those in favor? Carried, thank you. Thanks, everyone.